and what you're expecting?
Well, very, very excited. You know, thank you to the FIA and the president of the FIA for putting the expression of interest out there. It was very vigorous. It was a very tough thing to go through for our team. And
why does everyone talk about Sergio Perez's new contract with Red Bull? Let's explore the leaked details of Perez's extension with Red Bull, why it might not be good for him, and how it affects other drivers. In the fast-paced world of Formula One, Red Bull Racing has just made a significant announcement that's sure to shake up the grid. The team has decided to extend its contract with Mexican driver Sergio "Checo" Perez for not just 1, but 2 more years. This means that Perez, who's been a teammate to Max Verstappen since 2021, will continue to don the Red Bull colors until the end of the 2025 season. This decision effectively ended the hopes of several drivers who had their eyes on the Red Bull seat. Carlos Sainz and Daniel Ricciardo were among those who dreamt of joining the team that's been dominating F1 for the past couple of years. But alas, it's Perez who's managed to secure his spot in the cockpit for 2 more seasons. Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner, couldn't hide his delight at the news. He believes that continuity and stability are crucial for the team's success, and the pairing of Perez and Verstappen has proven to be a winning combination. After all, it was this dynamic duo that secured Red Bull's first ever 1-2 finish in the championship last year. Perez, who's claimed 5 of his 6 F1 career wins while driving for Red Bull, is equally thrilled about the contract extension. He's excited to continue contributing to the team's rich history and is looking forward to the challenges that lie ahead. In his own words, being part of the team is an immense challenge, one that he relishes. What is the future of Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen with Red Bull Racing looking like? Despite the challenges faced by the team in the 2024 season, Perez remains optimistic and has full confidence in his teammates. He's excited about the next 2 years and eagerly anticipates what lies ahead for him and the team. On the other hand, Verstappen's contract with Red Bull extends until the end of the 2028 season. However, rumors are swirling that the triple world champion might depart early. Mercedes' Toto Wolff has expressed his interest in signing Verstappen to replace Lewis Hamilton, who's set to join Ferrari. But despite the rumors, Verstappen has maintained that he's happy and relaxed at Red Bull. Perez, on the other hand, has been a valuable asset to the team both on and off the track. His contributions have been regularly praised by Horner, who's always maintained that the seat was Perez's to lose. With the team opting for continuity, Perez will also be part of Red Bull's first year with its engine following F1's new big regulation change. Perez, who signed a 2-year deal with Red Bull in 2022, complete with an $11 signing bonus and a base salary of $14 million for 2024, is now facing a performance clause for the 2025-2026 extension. Apparently, Perez needs to stay within roughly 100 points of his teammate Max Verstappen after the Belgian Grand Prix. If he doesn't, it could be the end of his Red Bull journey. It's like a high-stakes game of catch-up, with the stakes being a couple more years in a top-tier F1 team. Jeppe Olsen mentioned that Red Bull wouldn't ink the extension unless Perez agreed to these new performance clauses, which would kick in from the day of signing, not from the start of the 2025 season. Now, here's the thing about performance clauses. Red Bull can use them if they want, but they don't have to. So even if Perez doesn't quite hit the mark, Red Bull might still decide to keep him. With just 2 more races, Hungary and Belgium, to meet these performance targets, Perez is under some serious pressure. But there's a silver lining to this cloud. The driver market is as cluttered as a pit stop after a race, and Daniel Ricciardo, a hotly debated replacement, is busy eyeing a different ride. So, Perez might just be able to avoid the chopping block, provided he steps up his game. Red Bull Racing has offered Perez a guaranteed 1-year deal with an optional 2nd year. This decision has raised a few eyebrows, given the availability of other talented drivers on the market and within the Red Bull team itself. Can Perez boost his performance and help Red Bull compete? Despite having a new contract, Perez's performance on the track has been less than impressive, especially when compared to drivers from rival teams like Mercedes, Ferrari, and McLaren. The competitive landscape has changed, and with Mercedes and McLaren improving their cars, Red Bull is facing tougher competition. Perez's inability to consistently score points has become a problem, particularly in the Constructors' Championship. Red Bull team boss Christian Horner has always been vocal about his duty to publicly back his drivers, but recent hints of frustration about Perez's performance have been noticeable. The gap between Perez and his teammate Max Verstappen has been all too obvious, with Verstappen finishing at 17.4 seconds ahead of Perez in Austria, despite having a crash with Lando Norris and a 10-second FIA penalty. Perez's ultimate potential on Sunday was hampered by side pod damage he picked up in a first-lap clash with Oscar Piastri, but his lackluster showing prompted Horner to probe deeper into what was going wrong. The team is doing its best to find out what is missing, as Perez's performance has dropped off significantly in recent races. What do you think is causing Perez's recent struggles? The need for recovery is even more important now, with Red Bull coming under increasing pressure from its closest challengers at the front. Only solid teamwork in terms of strategy and pit stops, allied with Verstappen's driving brilliance, has shut the door on McLaren, in particular, walking away with a spate of wins recently. The threat from the opposition means that even 1/10 of a second is important, and being a couple of tenths off the front can be the difference between backing up Verstappen to help for the win or being dumped out of the midfield mess. It also makes a difference in the Constructors' Championship, with the driver contribution being Verstappen 101 and Perez 15. While Red Bull hopes that Perez can turn things around, the big question is what happens if he can't. The other thing that has changed since Japan is that Perez now has a firm contract in his pocket, with the team having signed an extension with him until the end of 2026. However, with his current dip now looking worse with no need to save his seat, it has inevitably prompted some suggestions that Red Bull should have waited longer before locking itself in. Red Bull Racing, led by Christian Horner and Helmut Marko, is weighing its options with Yuki Tsunoda, Daniel Ricciardo, and Liam Lawson in the mix. This potential reshuffle adds fuel to the F1 silly season speculations and could significantly impact the driver market. The evaluation process is intense, with Tsunoda and Ricciardo under scrutiny this season. Their skills and potential alignment with Red Bull's strategic goals for 2025 are being carefully assessed. Which of these rising stars do you think will make the cut? Liam Lawson, who impressed during his temporary stint last season, is also a strong contender. The talent pool deepens with prospects like Ayumu Iwasa, Isaac Hadjar, and Jose Maria Marti, all part of Red Bull's junior program. Helmut Marko's comments reflect the abundance of talent at Red Bull's disposal. He describes it as a luxury problem, indicating the positive challenge of having multiple skilled drivers to choose from. Red Bull's relationship with Honda notably influences Tsunoda and Iwasa's potential selection. The development trajectory and racing metrics observed in Hadjar and Marti's F2 campaigns provide further insights. However, the uncertainty surrounding Perez's future at Red Bull adds another layer of intrigue. Despite signing a 2-year extension in May, his recent form has sparked speculation that he could be replaced sooner than expected. Daniel Ricciardo, who is also not consistently performing at his best, could potentially step up. However, even if he does, his return to the senior team might be short-lived. Over at Mercedes, the team is still undecided about who will replace Lewis Hamilton next season. Team principal Toto Wolff recently revealed that Carlos Sainz remains an option, but the decision is not rushed. Sainz's plans could potentially open up a cockpit elsewhere, leaving a glimmer of hope for drivers like Kevin Magnussen, who recently announced his departure from Haas. Magnussen, who has been invited to stay involved with Haas in a non-racing role, hopes that Sainz's plans leave him a seat available somewhere else. He believes that Sainz has good reason to be hesitant, given that even Mercedes still has a seat open and the possibility of Red Bull losing Max Verstappen. Magnussen believes that once Sainz makes his decision, the rest of the market will fall into place quickly. The F1 driver market is a complex web of decisions, strategies, and career trajectories, and the upcoming season promises to be an exciting one as these dynamics unfold. In this intense situation, Formula One drivers are not only competing on the racetrack, but also for their future in the sport. The uncertainty and excitement are clear, and the choices made by Red Bull Racing and Mercedes could greatly impact the F1 scene. As the rumors and guesses continue during the silly season, everyone is watching these important players and waiting to see what they will do next. What do you think about Perez's contract extension and its impact on the driver market? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel for more.